Ask your name, so we'll ask you.
Josiah.
Josiah.
Yes.
Josiah, thank you so much for agreeing to talk to me here on this episode.
Yeah, for sure.
We're here at Podfest
Yeah.
2024. This 10th year anniversary. Tell me how many times have you been at Podfest?
This is the first time.
It's the first time.
Yeah,
All
first
right.
time we're getting into the kind of podcast convention or trade show space.
Yeah.
So we're familiar with it because we did a lot of Amazon selling back in the past, and so the trade show circuit is not anything different, but it's the first time being here for podcast specific.
Awesome.
So
And tell me about your podcast and how long that's been on.
yeah, so it's the Print on Demand cast. You can kind of see that logo there. So it's the POD cast, which is I was surprised that title was not taken in the space. So it's about the print industry, T-shirts, print on demand, selling e-commerce, doing that kind of stuff. How you can leverage that to make money, especially in the podcasting space. People are always wanting merch, T-shirts, that kind of stuff. So we have the capability to help people do their merch and produce. And so that's
amazing.
Yeah, the podcast is focused on people who are wanting to get into the industry and start selling on Etsy, Amazon, or their own Shopify site.
Sure.
Or they're wanting someone to help monetize their podcast.
So you help with the merge product side of
Yeah, from giving it tips and tricks to signing up, to starting a business, to what platforms, which providers to use, where to get your shirts and merch done. Kind of like a front to finish solution for people who want to get in the business.
And how did you get into that?
So we ended up starting, like I said, we sold Amazon for a while.
Yeah.
And ended up starting by doing mugs, like those little 11-ounce white mugs, decorating those, sublimating those. And then we went to a convention like this for the print industry in Portland, and that went down a whole rabbit trail where we started doing direct-to-garment printing, fulfilling for online influencers, and so kind of stumbled into it, I guess.
That's amazing. Yeah. I mean, you obviously had some experience in the past of how to put,
how to make it work.
How to make it work. So now you're teaching to others, like, hey, this is how you do it.
Yeah, for sure. And because when we started, there was a definite gap in the space for content like ours to help people who are just starting. Yeah. Tell them where to start, how to start, where to go. Yeah. And so as we got deeper into the industry, we had kind of decided, like, let's do the podcast that we wished had existed when we started. Yeah. And then it took us another year to actually start the podcast we wish would have started. Yeah. So now we're 179 episodes in.
Amazing.
Every week. So like a little over 3 years.
That's amazing.
And it's been a lot of fun.
And it's available on what platforms?
iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher, Anchor, all of the platforms.
All of the syndicated platforms, right?
I always say wherever there are podcasts, PODcasts is there for you.
Awesome.
So,
And have you thought about adding video element to it, because you are literally, you sold physical products.
Yeah.
You were helping podcasters build their own physical products.
Yeah.
What's your thought on that?
Yeah. So we actually have been using video for a while, probably the last couple of years.
Okay.
Doing the video on Spotify, doing video on YouTube.
Nice.
And we have our YouTube channel, all the regular, social media platforms are there as well. So yeah, video is a huge proponent of it.
And how's the feedback been being video podcasts versus audio podcasts?
I think people enjoy the video. I think our YouTube channel is slowly starting to grow because we're trying to be a little more intentional about adding visual to it. Yeah. I don't know, Spotify-wise, I hope people aren't watching the video while they're driving. I'd hate to be the cause for people being distracted behind the wheel. But the engagement seems to be great, like our reels and all that kind of video content we post-produce from episodes.
I love it.
It's going well.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, man. I appreciate you talking about
this. Is an amazing setup. I've never seen this before, but I'm envious. And we need one. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks so much for the invite.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. Thanks so much.
For sure.
Keep it connected.
All right, will do.
All right, thanks.